What's up, traders? This is Matt with Conservative Trades, and welcome back to a new trading week. Had a pretty good time in the markets today. Nothing really to brag about, just a bunch of small wins, but you know what? They added up, and they added up well enough to have a fairly profitable day over here. So I didn't fill out too many tickets. There's probably only about 30 tickets here, so with fees and commissions and everything involved, I'm probably ending the day up right around $100. So right around the 100 after fees and commission. And you know, today was you can see it's a good day, and a lot of these, yes, they could be much bigger wins if I was trading with much bigger size, but as you guys know, those of you who have been following the channel long enough, we're just kind of in a season right now where we're just taking it easy, just trying to pad up the account, get a nice buffer, get a nice cushion back up on the account right now. And of course, the bigger the cushion that we're able to build in the coming weeks, the more aggressive I will get, still while remaining conservative, mind you, at least in, with share size and whatnot. But guys, you can see here, I mean, we're pretty much trading consistently with 50 shares. Look, 25, 10, 5, 12. I mean, look, these are, the biggest order I've got here today is a 200 share order. Okay, and you see there's a couple 100 share orders, but that's it, guys. I've been going really light, really light. But this just goes to show. I mean, here we're ending the day up, right around $100 after fees and commissions. And so now, granted, if I was using maybe a different broker account with a different commission structure, it's possible that I'd probably only be ending the day up maybe $75 maybe after fees and commissions. But still, yet it goes to show that if you're trying to build your account, and when you and as most traders do when they come in, where they kind of feel like their back is up against the wall, they come in with these new accounts. Now I don't have a brand new account here, and I don't really feel like my back is, completely against the wall. I do have a cushion on my account, but I'm trying to build a cushion on top of that cushion. And so I think the same mentality can apply. I think the same principles apply. There's a bit of pressure that comes with that sort of thing. And so, again, if you're a new day trader and you're just coming in the markets, this is kind of the time where you want to just trade with small share size. It does several things for you. Number one, it takes the pressure off a little bit, and it kind of puts you in a place where, well, okay, I'll say this. So it takes the pressure off. It allows you to let some of these stocks work themselves out. As you often hear me say, it gives the stock room to breathe so that you're not getting stopped out too quickly. You take 100 shares on something, and if you're trying to make $50 on it, you can let it run a whole 25 cents against you before getting out, if you've got a 2-to-1 profit loss ratio. Okay. Or you might be trying to make $100 on it. It might be a stock that you're expecting to make a full dollar move on, and you can have as much of a 50-cent stop setback. And so and most people can handle a $50 loss. That's no big deal. Anybody who's been day trading long enough should know, or can tell you, I should say, anybody who's been day trading long enough can tell you that $50 is nothing. That's nothing. Anybody can recover from a $50 loss, because you got day traders out here that are losing hundreds of dollars and sometimes even thousands of dollars a day. Okay. And so $50 is not hard to come back from. And so that's the other side of it. That's the other side of trading with conservative share size. You can take multiple losses and still be able to come back from them. Okay. And so that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of playing this out as though my back is against the wall. And I want to practice what I preach. I've got people coming in and watching this channel, and they're hearing me talk about how to build your account and how to safely enter the markets with small share size and how to build a cushion. And I'm pretty much replicating that right now. I'm even doing simulation trading. Now, I didn't do simulation trading today, but you can see here I've got this trading sim, and for those of you who might have seen some of the videos last week, I showed you a lot of my simulated trades, and I've kind of been, just trying to make a demonstration of what this would actually look like for other people. And it's beneficial for me because, again, even though I have a cushion, I'm trying to have a cushion on top of my cushion so that I can get aggressive again and start having some of these 3, 4, 5 $100 days that I was having, and for those of you who have been following the channel long enough, you've even seen me have $600, $700, $800 days here on the channel. And, I want to get back to that. But I want to do it responsibly. And I think it can be done by remaining disciplined, remaining controlled, by being patient with the process, and by continuing to come in here, trading with small share sizes and prove that you can do this. You can do this. You don't have to have some huge account. Yeah, I've got a light speed account here, but I'm trading as though I've just got some kind of, CMEG, Capital Markets Elite Group account funded with maybe, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. Okay, so I'm kind of playing that role. And so hopefully it's making a good demonstration, and hopefully people who are following the channel are getting a lot out of this, and hopefully it's encouraging to them. And, we've got a guy in our chat room today who was talking about how he's going to be opening his account next week. He's in the review process with his broker, and he's going to be soon opening this account, and it's a small account. And he's even padding it. He's gonna pad it with an extra $400 or $500. And he's been following the channel. He's one of the original followers of the channel, and I think it's been very beneficial for him to trade alongside of other people who come in here and who are not trying to be the number one day trading rock star out there. We got guys in the room. Nobody's trying to make $5,000 a day trading here. Okay, we all, I'm sure, would like to get to that point one day, but really a lot of us just strive to make just a consistent maybe $500 a day trading. And I think for a lot of that, we would be content doing that. And so anyway, I think that, again, for me to set the example and kind of continuously come into the live stream each day and make that demonstration, and I'm not saying that I don't sometimes take more than a couple hundred shares. I mean, there are some days that and it depends really what the stock is. I mean, there are stocks that are priced at like, $1.50. And I mean, you can take 1,000 shares on a stock like that because, that's, they move a lot slower. You could set like a 5-cent stop. You're still only risking, $50 basically on that 1,000 shares. But sometimes we can find these setups where you've got a stock sitting at $1.40 or $1.50. You can come in with 1,000 shares and it'll slowly creep up to $1.07, $1.80, maybe even $1.90, and you're making $200, $300, $400 with a conservative share size. Again, 1,000 shares is a very conservative share size for a stock like that. So all that to say, I'm not saying that I don't, you're not going to see me come in here some days and take more than, 100 or 200 shares on stuff. But, especially, and I think the key to that is really seeing the perfect setup, the perfect chart pattern. We all have certain chart patterns that we identify, and where we're watching the price action, we're seeing the setup. And when you just have those A+ quality setups, there's nothing wrong with sizing up a little bit bigger, and going a little bit more aggressively. I think I did that with Uber on Friday, as a matter of fact. I think I took like 400 shares at one point, and maybe even added an additional 200. So you're talking 600 shares on Uber. Now, it's not a super expensive stock. I mean, you look at here, it's, so we're dealing with a $20, $30 stock, and but anyway, I was able to make a pretty good win on that. I made over $100. I don't know, maybe it was close to $120 on that trade. So I will do that from time to time, but by and large, guys, I'm just trying to, and I know I'm rambling here, but by and large, I think, again, if you're new to the channel and you're curious as to what this is about, this whole idea of conservative trading, it's just a really safer, I think, cleaner form of trading. And it's cleaner because, again, you're not jumping in and out of these stocks. You're not, like, you're methodically planning them out, and you're taking an entry point and you're allowing that stock to work itself out. So it's cleaner. The charts are cleaner. We don't have all these different technical indicators up here, and we've got a couple moving averages and VWAP. That's it. And we're really trying to just really monitor trend lines and, daily levels and levels of support and resistance. So anyway, I'm kind of talking in circles at this point. Let me just go over. I'll say, well, you know what? I might go over several of these trades. Let's just see here. So show executions. This is one I'm extremely proud of. So MYOK, actually, I had gotten in pre-market way up here. Okay, and I got in at 115 with, how many shares was it? 50 shares. And I bought 25 back up here at 115 or 116. So I lost 25 bucks, but then we got a $2 drop, and so I made 50 bucks. So I was up about 25 bucks roughly when the market opened. But here's what I hate about this trade is I had an order out here to buy back my shares on that drop, but after I had to get out here, I wanted to move my order to get a drop below 110, and I forgot to I forgot to cancel my order, so it took it there. So this actually should have been like, I don't know, $100 trade. I should have made 100 bucks on this trade. But anyway, you can see it kind of came out, and when through the rest of pre-market, that is, it was a little whippy here at the open, but I got in here. I went short at 99.98, and I took some shares off at 98.66, and then it came up here, and I had to get out. Whatever. It came back down here. I had to get out again. Came down. Every time it came down, it popped up. I had to get out. And I had to get out. So believe it or not, though, between this trade right here and this trade right here, I was up enough to where all this trading in here, it only really put me down 15 bucks. And I saw this trade playing out all through the day. Now it popped above VWAP multiple times, right? It got a pop here, it got a pop here, it got a pop way up here, and you would think that this is where the short squeeze would be, but it just continued to fail. It continued to fail, and I was watching this on the longer time frames, or the longer time frames, and it was very interesting to me that here on the 15-minute chart, it was breaking some key levels. On the 30-minute chart, right here, 98 was a very important level. It was a very important level, and it started breaking down through that. And it started, and it had already bust down. I had drawn this, actually, when the stock was over here. It was still kind of in this area. And I knew as long as it was above this trend line, there was a chance that it was going to finally squeeze all the way back up to these levels today, because I've seen that happen many times. But once it broke this trend line and started retesting 98, I liked what I was seeing. So it came down, and then it came back, and it really wasn't able to get back up here, guys, so I went short right here. You can see at roughly, what is that, 98, I think it was 98.57, yeah, 98.57. And it started coming down, and I got out 10 shares here. It was only 20 shares, by the way. It was 10 shares here and 10 shares here. So I went from being down $15 on the day with MYOK to being up almost $30 on the day on those two trades. So basically, MYOK paid for itself, with fees and commissions and everything on all that trading. I mean, I think I might be up 15 bucks on MYOK. That's kind of where I spent probably most of my commissions today. But Tesla was another one. And I thought Tesla, let's see, where was it? So yeah, it was actually, it was up here. And it was making a very strong pullback, but I really thought, here's the thing, and I was talking about this in the live stream, so you guys can go back and watch it. I post, these live streams are posted to the channel every day, but during the live stream, I noted that we had so much resistance in previous days at this 800 level, all around here, like right at the 800 level. It was constantly getting rejected at 800. And it finally broke up through it on Friday, but then it got flushed right back down below it. So it could not sustain over it. And when it came out here in pre-market and there was this massive dump, it came all the way back up. And I just kind of called the bluff. And I said, you know what? This is probably going to tank. So I went short here. I got out some of my shares here, and then it came up, and I stopped out at break even the rest. And it ended up breaking back up over 800. So, guys, I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen with Tesla, but it was enough for me to make, what did I make? $26 on the day just on that one little trade. And guys, I only took, 10 shares. That's it. Just 10 shares. 10 shares. And there was at one point, I mean, I could have done really well on this trade, but I wanted to see if it could work itself all the way to the downside, because in my mind, we had room to move all the way down to the mid 700s, mid to lower 700s. So, but that's part of it, guys. You stay in there, you stick with it, you stick with your trade, And if it doesn't work out for you, it doesn't work out for you. Okay? You get out break even. All right? So another trade was on PENN, and I don't even have it up in my list anymore, but it was pretty much right here, guys. I just took a quick shorting scalp. You can see PENN had made a recovery up to this level here, and I was really just going to start averaging in here with 200 shares because I thought it was going to come all the way up here to the previous day close, which is where all this previous area of support was going to be in here. I knew this was an important level, and I did, so I wanted to start averaging in all the way up to that point, but it wouldn't let me. It just kind of started pulling back, so I got out, and then when it came back, I got out break even because knowing that it was going to continue to climb, and I actually did have, I think I set an alert or something when it got back up to these levels. But I missed the move. I was trading other stuff. But you can see each time it made it close to those previous areas of support, it had a pullback. Came up here, had a pullback. So, and it wasn't until it finally broke over that it kind of started, creeping all the way back to those levels up there. So, good move on PENN. Only made 17 bucks, but quick in and out trade. And UAA was another one. I'm not going to really go over that one right now, but I will go over TWLO. Because TWLO was a pretty significant trade for me. I called this trade. On the daily, I just saw that it was running out of steam. And as a matter of fact, on the daily, if you pull up the relative strength index here, just look at it. I mean, it's so overbought right now. It's so overbought. And you could see even here on the daily, buy volume's wearing down. And so I saw that it broke out here. It came down. It broke out again. Well, not really broke out, but came and tested, came down. Came up, and this is what kind of sold me. It came up here, breaking past this previous high, but could not maintain. So it started coming down, and I went short. Now, obviously, it got bought back up, but it just couldn't maintain. And I knew that if it broke out, I was going to have to get out. But it just kind of rolled over. And man, I wish I had held on all the way through VWAP. But I went ahead and got out some of my shares here, and got out some of my shares here. And then it kind of came all the way down. It came up, tested VWAP. This, I was going for just a quick VWAP rejection. So I got in here and got out here just for a quick scalp. And this was really the best trade of the day, best move of the day on TWLO. So anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. And we're going to come back in here tomorrow and hopefully just do the same thing. I mean, right now, I'm just kind of working towards consistency. And hopefully that can encourage you guys who are following the channel. Hopefully it can encourage you to do the same thing. We can practice this consistency together. We can practice this conservative share size trading together and being patient with these trades, trying to, give them time to work out and just slowly build our accounts. We don't need to be in a rush. We don't need to be in a hurry, because here's the thing. And this is kind of the mindset that we need to have. If you pack on a whole month's worth of $135 days, or $200 days. And yes, you'll have a few days that you lose. You'll have some negative $100 days, negative $200 days. But by and large, if you can keep it pretty consistent and tack on a whole month, let's even say a whole 2 month, consistently of $130, $130, $150, $200, whatever, even just $100 for 2 straight months like that, you're gonna build a nice enough pad on your account and to be able to start getting a little bit more aggressive. And after that, your $130 days or your $200 days, whatever, are going to start turning into $300 days, $400 days. And you do that for another whole month or two, and then you really start getting more aggressive, and you finally work up to, we're basically saying that, within, if you've got a small account, literally within a few months' time, you can work up to making pretty consistently $400 or $500 a day trading. Okay, and so yeah, hopefully I'm setting a good example here. And look, and I'm not saying if I don't have an opportunity to knock it out of the park that I won't knock it out of the park. I mean, don't get me wrong. If there, like I said, if I've got an A+ quality setup and I am just as sure as I've ever been about a trade, I'll size up. And who knows? We may pack on a $300 or $400 day this week. But right now, that's not my focus. And right now, if I don't see those setups, I'm not going to knock them out of the park. I'm just not. I'm going to take these small, call it what you will, cheap, little, whatever, 150 share sizes, whatever, and I'm going to let these trades play out, and I'm going to try to pack on, just continue to pack on these, $100, $200 days. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and consider joining us in the live stream. We do stream live right here on the channel, Monday through Friday, beginning around 9 a.m. Would love to have you guys. And for the rest of y'all, I hope to see you tomorrow. Take care.